Competitors have trained and climbed to the top of the FUT Champions leaderboards. Armed with skill, they will go head-to-head in this multi-platform tournament to discover who has what it takes to make it to the top and secure the title of champion. Over 6 million players in FUT Champions have tried. We are down to the best 32 players in Europe. Welcome to the EA Sports FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series. Live from Paris. Season 1, Regional Final.
Welcome everyone to the biggest FIFA tournament of all time, the FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series, where the world's top players compete for $1.3 million, which is FIFA's biggest prize pool ever. I'm your host and your favorite former U.S. men's national team player, Jimmy Conrad. And before I introduce you to the rest of my incredible broadcasting team, let me tell you how we got here. Since the launch of FIFA 17 in September of last year, millions of players have competed online and at live events around the world. But only 192 are left, and 32 of them are here in Paris, France, for our first stop on this worldwide tour. We're also going to Sydney, Miami, Vancouver, Singapore, and Madrid to battle it out in the first of 2 Europe regional finals. And of those 32, only 2 are left. So you're about to witness what should be a very special championship and the first of its kind. And of course, after we name a champion, the winner will celebrate with a warm hug from me, a trophy, and bragging rights as the best player in Europe, since he will automatically qualify for the 32-player FIFA Ultimate Team Championship in Berlin on May 20th for the opportunity to win the title of Ultimate Team Champion and earn their invite to the FIFA Interactive World Cup Grand Final. So to get this party started, I'm honored to introduce to you our 2 amazing shoutcasters, Joe Miller and D-Man, and our resident FIFA 17 expert, Spencer Owen. So take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. So let's get this party started. Of course, I'm honored to introduce you to our 2 amazing characters. That is obviously going to be Joe Miller, who I've been alongside for a very long time in this one, but Spencer, almost a legend in the community these days, representing #United, who has a player in the final.
We do, yeah. Tass has done incredibly well. So both of the finalists have done incredibly well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they get on. It's going to be fantastic.
What did you expect that? I mean, you obviously have those feelings inside of there as a manager where you want these guys to do well. But did you expect them to, or Tass in particular, to push this far?
I mean, all the guys in #, are really, really good. Obviously, that's why we got them. Tass has been really good at qualifying, so I think he would have been one of the people a lot of people picked out as a favourite here. But we've also seen some guys that we would have predicted to do well go out. So everyone's of a high standard. Anyone can beat anyone today. Happens to have gone to Tass's way so far, but both these finalists have won every single game they've played. So this is really the best final we could have hoped for.
Well, everyone at home, don't forget to get involved. Our #FUTChampions. It has been a fantastic day of competition, but we've arrived here at the grand finals, of course. More importantly, both of these teams got here absolutely unbeaten. It is incredible. Let's have a look at the road so far.
Welcome everyone to the biggest FIFA tournament of all time.
Boris Legends is out of the tournament. That's a goal for Rocky, and that could be Gorilla going out of the tournament. The bullet goes through. What an incredible turnaround. Through Suarez! It's Tass will be taking the championship for the Xbox. It's equalised. Oh, that's a goal. And that's it. Seahan wins. Fantastic stuff, of course. Celebrations from Seahan there, from the PlayStation 4, representing Schalke as well, of course, from the Bundesliga. It's a battle that I don't think #United would play in normal football in terms, but you are competing here in the esports arena, of course. How do you feel Taz is going to go here? We've been talking about Seahan and Taz all day. Both these guys unbeaten on the PlayStation and Xbox coming into this one. Somebody has to lose.
Of course. I think Tass is going to be the slightly more defensive of the 2. Tends to be the way he plays. He's very good at not conceding. That's his speciality. We've seen him keep clean sheets against some really, really good players and then only concede maybe 1 at most to the others that did score. Seahan we haven't seen as much of, but I think he's going to be slightly more attacking. I think we're going to see more goal threats throughout the game, but it's going to come down to who can take their chances. Efficiency, we've said it a lot, is the key at this level. If you can take your chances, inevitably you're probably going to win the game. Sounds like a bit of a Michael Owen comment, but it's
Sitting
true.
on the fence.
It's true. No, I mean, this level, honestly, guys, we've seen such good players get knocked out already. So it's hard to call, but I'm going to back Tass. I think he can do it.
Sian also shown that he can come back from a deficit, which is something that, especially in this tournament, feels like more than we've ever seen as being a really, really important thing. Fact is, both of these guys unbeaten, and for me, 50-50 toss in the air. Really.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously we've got the console mix to talk about as well, because that's going to change everything. How good are you at playing on your away console? That could be a game changer.
Well, has Tass had any practice? Have you secretly been practicing him on the PlayStation?
I think, from what I know, he spent a lot of time on PlayStation in previous years, so I don't think it's completely alien to him, which is great. I don't know about Sihan's background. Maybe he has played a little bit of Xbox. I personally find there's a lot of people that have gone PlayStation to Xbox because of things like Legends, maybe less that have gone the other way, so that might favour the Xbox player. But it's going to come down to, I know there's going to be a toss that happens, I think it might have already happened, and that decides who gets the home leg on their favourite console. It's going to make a difference.
Well, of course, that's what we have to say. Let's have a word with Jimmy back down on the stage.
Yeah, those are some very, very lovely and wise words from one of my favorite FIFA 17 content creators. But now it's time to take a quick break before we get into the first game of this epic two-legged final, so come back and join us.
Mein Name ist Gian Neschalar. Mein Gamertag ist S04-Gian.
Was that you, Bill?
Ich komme aus Deutschland. Das ist mein erstes internationales Event.
We hit this demographic, so we're trying to hit. We're trying to get to that 25 to 35 male market. Are we getting there?
Act your age. Dump your parents' insurance company.
FUT Championship is brought to you by Progressive. Visit progressive.com today.
Yeah, I feel like players have like their so-called go-to strength. I have my go-to strength, as I'm sure other players would probably say what they think I would be, but I feel like this year I've improved generally on every aspect of the game, so I feel comfortable in every scenario.
Mein Name ist Gian Naschalar. Mein Gamertag ist S04-Gian. Ich komme aus Deutschland. Das ist mein erstes internationales Event und ich bin gespannt auf viele gute Spieler, wie ich abschneiden werde, und ich werde mein Bestes geben und das Turnier versuchen zu gewinnen.
Welcome back to the first of 6 stops around the world in the FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series here in Paris, France, for a final too good to be true. Because both of these players, who I want to join me right now, actually, can they come out? These players are undefeated and extremely confident in their capabilities. Our winner of the PlayStation division, John, come on up. My friend, let's give him a big round of applause. Has been fantastic. He easily cruised through his side of it, the PlayStation division, through his event, dominating some fools. And then we have Tass. Come on out here, Tass. Show your face. He also just demolished people in the Xbox division. I'm good. How are you?
Nice.
Good. First question. How nervous are you right now?
Not.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really nervous.
I was more nervous at the beginning of the tournament. So, yeah, this is just a bonus. We'll see what happens. No nerves. Honestly, no nerves. No nerves.
Nothing
No.
to lose. Are you worried at all about having to play the PlayStation? Do you have any experience on that?
I haven't played any on FIFA 17, no, but there's been some big tournaments in the past where I've had to pick up the controller, so... But Ultimate Team, I don't think I've ever played on PlayStation, so... New experience is what it is.
Well, this is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Then, John, how about you? How much experience do you have with the Xbox?
I don't know, because I'm a PlayStation player and we see.
Yeah, and then for you, nervous, scared, excited?
Nothing, no.
Nothing? No problem. These guys are as cool as ice, which means I'm going to throw it over to the other guys that are as cool as ice. Joe Miller, D-Man, and Spencer.
Very cool, calm and collected. I'm not sure if they're quite so calm inside, though. That's the thing. They look it on the exterior, but I don't know. But these guys have had an hour sat behind stage to prepare themselves. Obviously, we've had Ivan Lepagna alongside him, Harry alongside Tass, his teammates to talk him through it. Seahan's had his teammate along there as well. So they've had plenty of time to prepare for this, but surely they've got to be nervous coming into this one. You can't just say, hey, I'm sat there on stage in this big grand final, my first international event ever, and I've got no nerves.
I genuinely think they're both pretty cool customers. We've seen that today. I think a little bit of that's a kind of pre-boxing, nobody wants to blink, which is cool. It shows they've got the mentality you need to compete at the highest level. But no, I generally think they're both quite cool guys. I reckon that maybe inside they're going crazy, but they're not showing that, which is important.
Yeah, Tian there, we should mention that he was not scared, not nervous, not any other thing, just nothing right now, just focused, and that's about it on the game. And I think that's the right way to come in. It's something that you can't always control. As Taz said, he was more nervous this morning, but that's since really faded from him. And they've obviously played a lot of games before coming into this final, and now it all comes down to this one, and whatever's happened previously, this is where you have to reset, and this is where you have to perform.
Yeah, for the guys at home watching that may not be aware, obviously we just heard Jimmy asking the guys, this final will be played on both Xbox and PlayStation. One of this is the champion Tass from the Xbox division. He's come through a pool of 16 players and won out the world's best players, certainly from Europe. Over on the other side, Seahan on your screen there has come through the pool on the PlayStation side. So what's happening in this final is they will be playing on PlayStation and Xbox. Now, there was a coin toss earlier on. Seahan won that coin toss, so the first match will be happening on the Xbox. Away goals will count. So the way that works is basically if Seahan scores goals on the Xbox, he will get himself an away goal. If you don't know how away goals work in football, you're probably watching the wrong channel right now, to say the least. But of course, it does mean a goal means more on the away console.
Yeah, essentially, if they're level, whoever has the most away goals wins. And I think, the reason, of course, why his non-preferred console is going first is because if the game is still level after the second leg and away goals are taken into consideration, you'll continue to play on the console you just finished on, which in this case would be the PlayStation which is his console of choice.
And that's a straight golden goal, one match.
Yeah, first one to score takes it all, basically. So, we can always hope that we get that far. But either way, I think the fact that these two guys are unbeaten through the tournament on their respective consoles mean that it'll be interesting to see how that switch works out for them. Taz said, I've played PlayStation before, but never really on FIFA 17. So those little fine details and differences in squad will make a difference. Maybe you should mention as well the difference in what squads can be picked on the two consoles.
So this is the big thing. We've seen tournaments in the past that have involved two different consoles, but the thing that is added here is the fact they're playing Ultimate Team, which have some big differences across the two consoles. So on Xbox, we have what is known as legend items available, which is former players, obviously, since retired, but you can use them in their glory days, in their prime. Adds a huge element to the game. People like Pele, people like George Best, Patrick Vieira being pulled back into your team. That's not available on the PlayStation. So what it means is that when someone's playing on the PlayStation, they haven't played for a long time, they're going to have to get used to a squad without those legends. They may have played thousands and thousands of games on their Xbox using maybe as many as 11 legends, sometimes 3, maybe 4. We've seen quite a lot today. So they've got 4 gaps, essentially, in that team they need to plug. And then you've got to think about things like chemistry. Because another reason people use legends is they have chemistry of all the players around them. When you take that player out, if you want to keep the players around that spot the same, you need to find someone that fills that gap. So it's difficult. And then likewise, if you haven't used legends before, and you're a PlayStation guy, you've got to get used to them.
Very technical indeed. Well, explain it as we go. The game is about ready to get underway. The players are itching to start, so let's get them underway, ladies and gentlemen. It is #TAS from the Xbox division. 7 wins, no losses, no ties, up against Sihan from the PlayStation division. 7 wins, no losses, no ties. #TAS has only ever been behind once in this entire tournament, has a fantastic goal difference ratio. Sihan himself only let 8 goals in total in this entire tournament, 5 of them in that one game, that epic game they had in the group stage, 6-5.
Yeah, I mean, it is really going to be an interesting one, but the big difference is that you say Sihan's been involved in high-scoring games, and to be able to do what he did is incredible, like continually have the game go back and forth, and then ride it out and win. Whereas what Tass has done is a different kind of skill. He's shut out opponents. He's just said, I'm not going to let you score a goal, and he's just sealed his way to victory that way. So it's 2 very different players, and I genuinely cannot call it. It could go the distance. It really could.
Well, we all hope that it'll go the distance as well, and also really excited to see how these two play styles, as you mentioned there, clash. How do they fit to one another? Does one of those play styles dominate the other? Do they even each other out almost? And will also either of these players have to change up their play style to get that advantage over the other?
I think it's going to come down to who's the better at what their play style is. And like we said earlier, it's about having a plan B. If you haven't got a plan B at this level and you can only play one way and you come up against an opponent who finds a way of answering that, you're stuck. You need to have other options, changing up your game, getting the win at all costs.
Well, Tass, of course, was strangled out by Rocky by a large portion of the game. 1-0 down up to the first half, struggled with possession, was 60% possession to Rocky. But of course, Tass found a way to get the goals, started playing much better in the second half, took it to extra time, and then managed to finish in classic style, of course, using Georgie Best on the Xbox. We will be starting out on the Xbox, so the legends will be available for Tass. That was George Best, along with the likes of Hullet. We're expected to see the same type of stuff from Sihan. I know he's using, I believe, Hullet in there alongside Vieira as the legends. Of course, the forwards, he's going to be using the Team of the Year. This is obviously the selection for Sihan. It's pretty much similar to his team that he has on the PlayStation, using those, obviously, your Ronaldo 99s, your Suarez 98s, your Neymar's in there. Standard defense as well, also, between the Boateng and Smalling. Using Kyle Walker on the right as well. Right, the right wing's definitely been a point of contention through all the players. There's been a whole plethora of right-backs used this tournament.
Definitely, and I would argue, now I'm thinking about it more, I'd say it's actually more of a challenge for the Xbox player, because the difference is, if you're super comfortable with a squad on the PlayStation, you can just leave it. You can use the same squad on the Xbox if you want to. You don't have to change a thing. Equally, you can improve it. There's legends that might improve your team. But if you've played hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of games with legends, and suddenly you can't use them, you've got to adapt to something new. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as we get things underway.
Well, we saw there the initial attack. We almost missed it there. 3 minutes in so quickly coming out from Sihan. And, well, he will actually give away a free kick here. So for Tass, a little bit of time maybe to chill, just get some composure, in the opening minutes of the game, and it's hoofed upfield and, well, may even go to the opposition number at this point for the goal kick.
It's going to get chased right into the corner. It should go for a goal kick. There we go. Just a straight boot upfield. Not something you see too often in FIFA, that's for sure. But it is going to be #TAS playing. You can see as the Arsenal badge in the top left there. He's playing in white and blue is what he's been playing the whole season long. Of course, we do see in the other side the Schalke kit, the blue kit. It is what Sihan has been playing with. It is the team he represents.
And there is Alaba down on this bottom side, just blocked out there by Ronaldo. So a pensive start for both of these players. As Suarez going to collect. There is one of those legends, Ruud Gullit. And the ball is knocked through. Ronaldo here with a chance. He fires it off, but here dives down to the right. We'll stop that one. It's going for a corner.
I thought he might open up for the finesse shot into the top right-hand corner there, but he went with the drill, and Neuer's always got a chance of saving them.
That shows a little confidence, though. Sihan taking shots early, not looking for that drip back, trying a little skill shot, which we're going to certainly see here. Ronaldo needs to cut inside, needs to try and get the dribble down the byline. That's where you can see he's trying to pull Alaba in at the moment. He's pulled one defender. Gullit's come to help him out. Is he going to try and cut it through? Instead has to go back to Kyle Walker. Walker back into Vieira, looking for that through ball into the box. It's going to George Best! And that is #TAS getting himself in the lead. 12 minutes into this game.
Fantastic build up there. We saw him have the ball with Ronaldo in the corner. He kept cool under pressure, pulled out for a few skill moves. Composure was on point. Looked for the passes, timed it to perfection. George Best banged it in.
And it's funny, really, because the PlayStation final, the Xbox final for TAS almost was won by almost identical goals to what we just saw there. Ronaldo feeding into George Best. He scored 2 of them towards the end of the game that got him into this final today, and that is where he takes the lead once again. Of course, there's a long way to go in this one, though.
An early goal certainly helps no matter who you're playing against, though. Hold it through the middle to Ronaldo. Gets a nice little slide ball to Suarez. Tries to feed it off to the middle. Ramos wins it back. He's going to try and play it out of defence. Can be risky, but these players are very experienced. That, however, is a tricky ball, switching the play across to Walker.
There is inside to Vieira. Will play on this wingman, try and make some space for himself as Pogba there in the middle of the park. Thought was going to lose it, but managed to hold on to it. Pass from Best, well, wasn't the best to say the least. And control of the ball goes back over towards Sihan, holding things up here, trying to get his players in position, and he will be able to do that with Walker, the right back. Tries to slot it through, but again, sloppy passing, loses out.
Yeah, hold it through the middle. It's going to lose out the race to Pogba. Gullit's been dropped down. It's going to go back. Vieira through to Gullit on the other side. TAS pushing forward down the left wing. Pogba muscles him out to Ronaldo. Nice little pirouette there. Pogba, though, not having any of it. Oh, Ronaldo's down. No foul given. Pogba just mercilessly carries on the play and just clears it up the field.
He's gone down there. Spencer, why don't you explain a little bit how injuries work? Because as we've just seen there, coming in, that may affect things going forward. We'll wait for that one, because Ronaldo here on the break. What's he going to do? Tries to power it in, but hits the legs of Walker.
Yeah, so we can see this injury icon, and Ronaldo's taken out again there. Yeah, that will affect Ronaldo for a little bit, but he will recover from it. And it's very unlikely that TAS is going to sub him off because it is Cristiano Ronaldo. And Patrick Vieira picking up the yellow in the middle of that midfield is not someone you want to have a booking. So we may see him subbed off at some point.
Well, it's not often you get a tackle on both Ronaldo and George Best at the same time. Patrick Vieira just managed it there. But also we saw TAS going defensive, actually. I don't know if you noticed it. He went defensive. Now, he went ultra defensive against Rocky in the final of the Xbox tournament, of course. That's a great through ball, but it's not going to get past De Gea. It went ultra defensive and let a goal in, and then had to go back attacking. So we'll see whether it pays horse for TAS this time.
I mean, it's all mental with these guys, I think, a lot of the time. And he's got himself a lead. He knows he needs to hold on to it, even though there's a long way to go because we've got both legs on both consoles. Sometimes you'll see people invite the pressure. And that's what happened against Rocky. And when he conceded, he then had to change things up again, and that's what allowed him to score. So you could argue he should hold off and try and get the second goal because it's so early in the fixture, but he's gone with defensive, and he seems to know what he's doing so far in the tournament, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
There's a planned pass by Messi that was snuffed out, and we see now a chance for TAS to break once again with Ronaldo. And Vieira on this bottom side. Will find some space there. Actually trickles on through for Best. Surely will cut it across, but Ronaldo on the back heel really just lost his step and couldn't get control.
Not often you see Ronaldo's first touch letting him down there. I think he just came too fast, went for that driven pass, and it was almost just too close.
Well, I mean, that's the testament to the level these guys are playing at. They're not underestimating their opponents. They're using the driven pass quite a lot. I think I've probably seen it used more times this game than we normally would have by now, because they just know they can't afford to dilly-dally on the ball. They need to get out their feet quickly, as he's doing here. Ronaldo is well tackled in the end, but yeah, the driven pass, fantastic skill to use, but you have to be able to control the ball. That's a skill in itself.
There's Pogba, blocked by Hullet. That's going to trickle out for a throw in here. Obviously, will give possession back over towards Tass in his own half. So Pogba will just free things up. Will we see a ball through? He tries it over the top there, and that's going to be collected back by Vieira. And that's the risk in playing those kind of balls. Often you lose possession.
Yeah, and it is worth reminding everyone that Tass is in his home leg right now. So whilst this 1-0 is a great start for him, it was expected in many ways. He's playing against someone that isn't used to Legends, isn't used to Xbox, so really as a minimum he'd want to be going out with this with a 1-0 lead.
Isn't used to the controller either, a very different controller on the Xbox to the PlayStation, of course, although similar style of play. Messi back to Suarez, dangerous ball, gets the through ball to Pogba. Oh, De Gea comes out. Solid, strong keeping there as we approach first half, and 1-0 successfully held by Tass in the opener. That goal looking good, and you can see the stats. Just that one shot for Tass is all it's required so far, just the 2 so far for Sehan. So not a great deal of action in the first half. We expected this to be pretty cagey.
Yeah, I mean, my slight concern from Tass's perspective there would be that he has sat back a little bit after getting the goal. He's gone a little bit defensive, and there is a long way to go. And in fact, towards the end of that half, we saw Sehan coming into it on the away console. So, I mean, it's up to him ultimately his strategy, but if I was him, I'd be thinking more about getting my win in my game, because you've got the second game to worry about. Who knows? Maybe they feel more like the gameplay and the way he plays, as opposed to the console is on, is what's going to come through. And he feels like he can do the same thing on the away console. But it's important for him that he gets the win. And like I say, as things stand right now, Sehan loses this one 1-0. He's not going to feel like he's out. He's got his own console to come.
Well, obviously it's been a cagey game so far, but stats-wise, let's talk about this to begin with. So Tass has only ever had 1 goal scored against him in a match. He's never had more than 1 goal scored against him in a match. Sehan, in this tournament alone, is averaging 3 goals a game.
Wow.
So it's like the best defence versus one of the best attacks. It's a real clash. And now the question is that 1-0 going to be enough? It doesn't matter, because it's 2-0 as Suarez scores another early one for Tass.
Right at the top of both halves, Tass has come out and got the goal. He's set his stall out very early on, come out the blocks fast, get the goal, and then sit on it. And I expect that's what we're going to see from him now. Sehan has got a bit of work to do now, not just in his leg, but maybe needs to try and get something back in this one before the game runs away from him.
Absolutely, 2-0 down again, just after the start of this half. Sehan needs something quicker. You know, going down 2-1's not really the end of the world in that sense, because, you know, you could win the 3-1 on your home console and all is good. But we'll have to see how this one all works out for him. There's a nice little challenge, actually, onto Sergio Ramos, rather. And there is Ronaldo. And again, Ramos just in at his feet, preventing him from getting any shot off. And that's actually going to allow Tass a little bit of freedom to move up. Hullet skipping past one. Actually, a 2-on-2 now at the back. Hullet taking it wide, though, means he's going to have to do some fancy footwork to get out of this.
I mean, particularly when he gets in those wide areas, Tass is really relaxed on the ball. He never looks like he's going to lose possession. Okay, yes, he was dispossessed, but he got the throw-in. So we saw it in previous games today as well, able to wind the clock down when he needs to. Don't expect him to be doing that just yet, but we know if he needs to later in the fixture, he's going to be good at it.
Well, an away goal is certainly something that could play a big part in this tournament, and that's exactly what we require right now. 2-0, like you said. It's maybe enough, who knows, going through. If Tass were to pick up an away goal on the PlayStation, he would be in a very comfortable position. We certainly wouldn't see any golden goals if that was to happen at the moment. Messi getting the ball to Vidal. We've certainly seen lots of chances created so far by Sehan. That's a bit of a rash one. You don't often see the quick cross coming in there. In fact, you don't often see too many crosses at the moment in FIFA 17 alone. We haven't seen too many cross goals. They've been very much the cutback because it almost guarantees the success of getting the goal, which is why you only saw, what, 3-4 chances total so far in this match, giving it 2 goals.
And equally, we're not really seeing people use big target men as strikers. You know, we're not seeing the Lewandowskis or the Andy Carrolls of the world being used. We're seeing fast strikers, you know, Ronaldo, Suarez, people that are just finishers. And that's what you need when you're doing a lot of cutbacks, you've got a lot of rebounds. You need people you trust to put the ball in the back of the net. And right now, Hashtag's got to be thinking 2-0's a lot better than 3-1. Do not want to give away an away goal. So he'd be happy with this.
Well, let's see what he does with it. 64 minutes gone of this game. He plays it around in midfield. Here with Pogba, going to try and send Ronaldo through. Could get away with this one. Actually falls kindly to Pogba, who turns back inside. He'll try and muscle through the opposition's Pogba. Didn't work, though. Possession back over towards Schalke. What can they do with it?
Good counter-attack chance here as well. They got a lot of men forward. TAS had finally committed. You can see he's still got the back four still in place, though. Hullet to Messi, looking for that through ball. Maybe to Ronaldo. He's got through to Hullet. Oh, he's knocked off the ball in the box. Nothing given. A big, heavy tackle in the box.
That would have been a turning point in the game for me. If that had been a penalty and he scored it, it's an away goal with 20 minutes left in his first leg. A huge decision not to give that from the referee. I'd say it was probably the right one. I think Ramos got stuck in, but it looked like he got the ball. But you never know in this game. If you make those sort of challenges in the box, you are risking a penalty.
There's a ball over the top. Zian knows he needs to make a move here. Try and get that away goal on the board, even if it's just the one. He plays it back inside. Vidal up to Alaba. Bayern guys linking nicely. There is Messi into the feet of Ronaldo. Where's he going to go? It's a back heel, but it's straight to the feet of Walker. Not working as intended, but there may be a break here. No.
He had 2 options there, the back heel or the through ball. Messi was piling through just ahead of him as well. Tried to go for the back heel, the fancy play didn't quite work out for him. But good attack working out so far. Laurent Blanc getting in front of that one. Obviously one of the legends at the back. Ronaldo to Suarez, can go wide, and he does. Georgie Best opens up. Beautiful little take there. Oh, and Walker. That's no-nonsense tackling right there from the man from Schalke.
That was a fantastic tackle from Walker. And if you watch TAS now, he hasn't got the ball, particularly as he gets nearer his box. He's actually not pressing super hard. He's letting him have the ball a little bit. And it's when he gets to his box that he starts to press. He says, look, I don't mind you doing this here, but when you get in the danger zone, I'm going to stop you. And that's what TAS has been good at so far. There's not been a huge, like now, got the ball back, lovely, and now get rid of it again. We've not seen Sihan really break through the line of defence and have too many chances, clear cut at least.
No, we've said it a couple of times already. Best defence against best attack. So far, it's the best defence that's working out. You know, a very decent attack from TAS as well. His almost signature moves that we've seen from him all through this tournament. 82 minutes closing in now on us. And time ticking for that away goal. Let's see what TAS can do. Snatching a third here will be absolutely pivotal for him, and that may well just happen. Ronaldo trying to get in. Bit of skill. We'll give the ball over to Suarez, and a lovely little ball down onto this bottom flank. That's Marcelo, who's going to whip it up to the back post. Vieira. And if there's one man you wanted to fall to the head of, he would be it, but not quite working out this time.
So we did see a cross there. We don't see it a lot, but you could tell TAS had put enough on it to make sure it avoided the goalkeeper. Don't want to lose possession there, particularly as you're pushing an attack. If the keeper gets it in his hands, he can get rid of it quickly, and suddenly you're going to be outnumbered. You know, I don't know what Sihan's going for in terms of tactics right now, but yeah, it's an interesting mindset. Do you go for it? Do you think I need to get this away goal because it's going to be too much for me in the second leg? Or do you go, you know what, 2-0, I think I can overturn it? Depends how much he backs himself. At the end of the day, he's only had 3 shots in this game and he's not taken any of them despite them all being on target.
Bunch of subs made by Sihan. Didn't quite get a glimpse of who they were. They were going that quick. But it's like you say, 3 shots, 2 goals for TAS so far. Very much clinical in front of goal, whereas Sihan, his shots have kind of been more long range. You think of the shots he took, the long range Pogba one, the pile drivers that never really going to get past the keeper. Well, I mean, sometimes they will. Sometimes you'll see a screamer go in. But obviously, when you look to TAS, it's more about efficiency in scoring.
Yeah, I mean, the big difference is with TAS's goals, we thought there'd be goals. You can tell the position he'd got himself in, it's goal time. With Sihan's, they were a little bit more speculative, and whilst we might see him go in, at this level, it's all about percentages. It's all about making sure you don't shoot too early, if anything. That's the biggest, probably, the difference between this level of players and people just underneath is how long they wait for the right opportunity to shoot.
There is Neymar on the edge of the box, and well, this time it was the pass that didn't work out for him, but likewise can be said of TAS. There is Vidal, edge of the box, actually storming on through here. Was dispossessed by Ramos. And now Tass is going to break again with the excellent Rude Hully down on this bottom side.
And he doesn't overcommit when he makes this push. You can see still playing very defensive. He's got Vieira trying to push on through. He's now got himself in a great position to lay it up for George Best. Oh, that could surely be it. 3-0 for Tass. And fantastic stuff. Didn't overcommit. Strong counter-attack. Quick play down the left wing. And simple stuff once again.
That was a great example of many of the points I was making earlier. First of all,
an own goal.
It's down to an own goal. First of all, when Vidal was on the attack for Seahan, it looked like he was running through the middle and it looked too easy for him. But Tass was letting him do it. Tass was saying, I don't mind you running at me with Vidal because I'm blocking off all your big name strikers and eventually you're going to run into trouble. And then he got the ball, turned it around super quickly and put it in the back of the net with a little bit of composure. I mean, that's what it's all about. The chance was one we knew was going to be a goal. Yet again, it's the efficiency.
3-0. And now moving, obviously, over to Sian's home console. And that is where he's got to absolutely beast mode this one. I mean, he's got to win 3-0 himself just to force us through into a golden goal game.
Well, like, what the plus side is, he's averaged 3 goals on the PlayStation every time he's played. So let's not write him off just yet. That was a bit of a monster of a first game, though, from your man Tass. Hashtag United looking very good here, Spencer.
I mean, either way, in this second game, we're going to see a record broken. We're either going to see Sihan not score 3 goals, or we're going to see Tass concede more than 1 goal, because he hasn't done that either. So it's going to be a really interesting second game. Definitely Sihan has a chance to turn it around. It's just the 3 goals is a lot. For Tass to concede 3 goals, regardless of the new controller, regardless of the new settings on the PlayStation, it's going to be an amazing comeback. It's going to be an Istanbul-like comeback if he does it.
One can only hope we see something like that. I know certainly if we looked back at the FIFA Interactive World Cup final, we saw an epic comeback there from Mohamed Al-Bakr over Sean Allen. So we know that it's possible between consoles.
Yeah, certainly. And he's got 90 minutes to do it. He might only need 10. You can score 3 goals that quickly in this game as long as he gives himself a chance, keeps himself in it. He just doesn't want to concede anymore because he hasn't got an away goal. And if Tass just gets 1, that means he's got to score not only the same amount, but 1 more than Tass. So it's going to be really hard. If Tass gets 1 goal, he's got to score 5. I can't see Tass conceding 5.
Well, let's get down to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Back with your man, Jimmy Conrad.
Guys, are you kidding me? What a start to your new favorite FIFA 17 event. And I'll be honest, it's unfair how good these players are. They're so good. However, because the tension is so high, I think all of us need a little breather before we do it all over again for Game 2. So come back and join us right after the break.
Chugga chugga Charles, my man. Hilda, like the new do. Got some layers in there, huh? The more the merrier. Gotta have this stuff in the morning. Oh, that's too hot.
Act your age. Dump your parents' insurance company.
FUT Championship is brought to you by Progressive. Visit progressive.com today.
Hello everyone, it's me again, and I'm happy to have you with us for the FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series live from Paris, France, where these two players are putting their skills to the test. And because the action is incredibly relentless, I'm gonna turn it over to my three amigos that are hanging up on top, who are also relentless. Guys, take it away for this second game of this incredible final.
Thank you very much. The three amigos. We don't have guitars or anything, and we're not going to sing a song going on here. But
it's best for everyone.
But it is best for everyone. But we can talk a lot about football, and we could talk about the fact that Tass has a 3-0 lead. But he's now coming into the PlayStation. Now, the PlayStation is not the console that he's won the tournament on on the Xbox. He has, though, got a big 3-0 lead. That's a massive mountain to overcome for Cian.
It is, and let's not forget, Cian won the toss. He chose to have his console second, which makes sense, because we talked about before, if it is level, the golden goal would be on his console. But it also gives the opportunity for your opponent to make a massive lead. And that's exactly what Tass has done. And what's going through Cian's head right now? Does he think this is insurmountable, or does he back himself? He has to back himself if he's got any chance of getting this back.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me as well is what is, as you said, in his head, because let's not forget, he's not lost a game up until now. This is the first game that we've actually seen him lose completely throughout this tournament. Does his head go down? Does it make him, fire him up? Does it make him angry and want to, beast mode back into this game? I guess we're going to find out. The problem is against Tass, who doesn't concede goals, and he needs 3 of them.
Yeah, he's hoping for a meltdown on PlayStation for Tass. That's his best chance. I touched on it earlier. I do think that the Xbox to PlayStation transition is slightly more difficult, purely because of the Legends situation. The team we're going to see Tass play is going to be a team that he's certainly never played with on FIFA 17 before, because Tass has always had really strong squads from the beginning of the game. So it's going to be interesting for him. It's going to be different. We're going to have to see some new players for him. So it is a test of his ability. Can he do it with a number of different items?
Well, let's just put it into perspective for you guys. Cihan not only needs to win by 3 goals or more, obviously 3 goals just to get the tie, he's only ever gone 2 games where he's not let a goal in this entire tournament. Out of the 7 games, 8 games now he's played, of course. So if he lets a goal in, it's an away goal. Suddenly he needs 5 goals.
Yep.
And now we're talking nigh on impossible. He did have a 6-5 in the group stage, so he knows he can score the goals. He can go gung-ho for the goals, but he needs to be solid at the back as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this game is very much still open, but as soon as Tass scores, it could be all she wrote for Cihan. I think it might be too much to come back from. Tass has earned that right with a fantastic performance in that first leg. He's just got to see the job out. But I would never write anyone off at this level. You never know. We've seen some huge comebacks before.
Problem is, if that early away goal does go in, you could imagine that it's possible that Cian's head goes down. Knowing that you've got a absolutely insane amount of goals to come back from, just from losing 1, then you have to score 5 instead of then 4. Very, very tough position if that happens.
Obviously, his other players watching it, he just got a glimpse of Ivan Lapagna, obviously a hashtag United man. From the PlayStation division, actually, the only man there. You can see him just on the edge of shot. Also, a little cheeky shot of Sean there, a.k.a. Got himself the win, a.k.a. I can't remember his name now. Damn it, why can't I remember his name? Why is that just lost me? You're not
thinking about?
You're not helping me out with Sean, right?
Shells.
Oh, of
Egg
course.
shells.
Yeah. No, fantastic performance from him today.
The young Brit that came through unknown, gets himself 3rd place in the tournament. Brilliant stuff.
Exactly. One of the few people to make it out of the groups that isn't affiliated to a team. People could be on the lookout now. That could change.
Yeah, Marlo as well. We actually heard an interview from him where he said, this hopefully teaches people not to underestimate the unknown player, the underdog. And I think that's a very valuable lesson that a lot of people are going to have to learn after this tournament as a whole.
Well, I mean, this is the biggest tournament of its kind so far for FIFA, and all of these guys now are going to be known in the future. Even people like Chris Bullock there, who we saw earlier on in the day, was in a group of death. Everyone wrote him off. He came out of it. He's made a name for himself. People will remember the name.
Knocked out 2 players from Paris Saint-Germain. August Rossemeyer, former champion of FIFA Interactive World Cup from 2014, and of course Dax, the ESWC winner from 2015. So 2016, sorry. So really big names taken down there. But here's the man on your screen, Cian, representing Schalke, has a lot to do here. He is the champion. on the PlayStation 4. Absolutely deserved it, taking down Timo from Wolfsburg in the final in a fairly solid fashion overall, but he has to keep a clean sheet. He has to score 3 or more goals. It is a huge, huge ask. And look how far back Tass sits from that screen. Like, when I play FIFA, I am right in the screen. He's sitting back. That's how comfortable he is right now. Comfortable and confident.
He's got decent eyesight, clearly. 2020 all the way. No, I mean, it's important to stress, I think, these two have been the best players today. Stand out for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Regardless of what happens here in this second leg, Sihan has absolutely smashed the PlayStation division, and he should be very, very proud of that. But obviously, this is the bragging rights. This is the big one. Whoever wins, these guys are both going to be at the big final in Berlin, but whoever wins this is going to go into that final in Berlin thinking, I am the best in Europe. Because he has that right. Right now, whoever wins this game is the best FIFA player in Europe. And they're going to go into a World Championship final with that in the back of their head. That is going to make a big difference, I think, mentally, going into any opponent in Berlin.
Yeah, and in front of everything, maybe he's going to be in everyone else's heads. Everyone that comes up against him, when people are waiting, watching for that group draw, you're not going to want whoever wins this in your group when it comes to that. So there's a lot on the line here outside of the, fantastic prize and, the trophy and all that. A lot of, I think, mental pressure on your opponents moving forward when the stakes really start to get high in Berlin.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen these guys have incredible records online on FUT Champions. You see the hashtag on the screen there. Get involved. If you want to talk about it on Twitter or whatnot, hashtag FUT Champions. And yeah, we've seen these guys have incredible records, right? We've seen them go 159 from 160 games or 40 out of 40 every week. But for me, to do what Tass could theoretically do here and win 8 of 8 at this level, that is a level above the 40 out of 40 online, because every single person you're playing is absolutely at the top of their game. So I would not want to play the winner of this. I don't want to play any of these guys, frankly. But if I was in the next tournament, I would not want to come up against any of these guys, because you know they can go the distance.
Well, the focus on both faces says it all, really. Sihan, he's got a hell of a task ahead of him. He knows it. Cool, calm, collected, but a lot of pressure underneath that calm exterior. Tass, he has it in the bag. 3-0 advantage. It's for his to win right here.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to this, because either way, we're going to see either an incredibly dominant performance or an amazing comeback.
So here we go then. We are moving into the PlayStation 4 leg of our grand final. And it is, of course, Tass from #United up against Sihan, representing Schalke 04 out of Germany. The aggregate score 3-0 for Tass at this point. A big, big comeback is going to be needed for Sihan, and an early goal would go a long way to help.
Yeah, and straight away we can see Tass's team, obviously without legends now, how he's lined up. He started off with a silver item in the middle of midfield, straight away subbed him off, brought on N'Golo Kante of Chelsea, so it's the first time we're seeing Tass use Kante. We haven't seen many people use Kante at all.
Yeah.
He's also got Luka Modric in there with Pogba. Early chance, can still go in. Oh, wow. Tass is on fire.
That may well be it, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to say that so early in this matchup, but a wry smile. The rebound falls to him. That's, of course, how the first leg stood. #Tass picking up 3 goals in very easy fashion. But it's Ronaldo that's just got the goal for him. And, of course, a simple rebound deflected shot. That means that Sihan now needs to score 5 goals to get victory here.
The odds are against him, but if he does it, it will be the best comeback in competitive FIFA history. I'm going to say that right now. It could happen. It could happen.
Never say never. For now, it's Tass again with possession. Will be a nice little ball here down the wing to Messi. Cut out by Smalling, but went out of play. That is going to be throw-in for Tass then, so he can build something else up. Move forward once again. He's got very little to lose at this point.
So for me, what I'm looking out for, particularly with Kante, new player here for Tass, is his passing. For me, when I use Kante, that's what lets him down a little bit. He's got amazing work rate, high defensive and attacking work rates. Very fast player in the middle of your midfield, but he hasn't necessarily got the long-range passing ability. But if he uses Kante the way that is used in real life, which is just to do the simple passes to a creative midfielder next to you, it will be very, very effective.
Well, look at the way that you see Tass playing now. You saw it with Messi. He's holding up the ball already. And of course, Tass has got this in the bag. His defence is indeed rock solid. Can't see him conceding 3 goals in the next match. Well, it has to be 5 goals now, of course. That was before this kicked off there.
That's a very interesting tweet there coming in from Marius Yepsef, one of the original FIFA YouTubers. Shout out to you, Marius. He was one of the first people to put FIFA on the map online. And now I've been speaking to him earlier. He's absolutely loving this, watching at home.
In the bag. Well, when he sent that tweet, it looked like it. Now, reading that tweet, it looks like it could be even more true. But it's not over till the fat lady sings, and I've not even got warmed up just yet. Plenty of time still to go. And let's see, this ball going to get thrown in by Messi.
It's time wasting like a pro right now. This is just going to be a tap. There is like some quality time wasting coming out from Tass already. This is frustrating the hell out of his opponent. You know, he knows there needs to be 5 goals. So basically, Sihan has to get running right now. And it's going to kind of work out here. Ronaldo's going to get himself through. Smalling, though, just proving why everybody picks him up. That's an off-the-ball foul.
Might go back and get yellow for that.
Yeah.
Might go back. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say that was time wasting personally. I'd say that was percentages again. It's all about percentages. You put the ball in the box from there, there's a very good chance you get countered. But Tass just plays his percentages. There's 2 yellow cards now for Sihan. If he gets a red, he's in real trouble. So he maybe wants to think about that. I think it's Valencia and Bale on the yellows. Chance here.
There's Modric, lays it off to Bale. He's going to shoot, but dear, just knocking it wide. Will trickle out for a corner. It's Bale just after that yellow card. He puts his first shot on target in there. What can Modric do? He'll lay it off to Alaba, into Suarez, but it's all a little bit messy in the box. Does break to Alaba. He's scored. He's got one on the board. As we said, it's not over just yet. A cheeky little smile from Tass.
Nice shot there from Alaba on his weak foot, of course. Right foot drilled. I actually thought he might not score it because of the fact that he's left-footed. But he did very well, and that's the start of what Sihan has to do. Okay, he's got that first goal. Yes, he needs a lot more. The passing, interestingly, is a big differential there. 93% passing accuracy for Tass, just 73%. I mean, you just do not see pro players normally with less than 90%. Right?
Well, that's down to the fact that Sihan has to go for it. He has to get those long through balls now. He can't dilly-dally, can't wait. And that's what's frustrating him here. Tass just keeping hold of the ball. Loses the possession there. Suarez, counter-attacking chance possibly as Pogba makes his way down the wing. But he's got, obviously, Marcelo chasing in and will cut him off. And that's just going to frustrate Sihan even more. There's Messi back on the ball. And it's very hard to get the player the ball off someone that can keep 90+% possession.
So for me, the only way Tass can mess this up is if he overthinks it. Is if he starts to go too defensive. Because for me, if he plays his own game, we know how good he is at it. We've seen it in the first leg. He will create chances for himself because he's going to be having Sihan attack on him. But if he just sits back and lets the pressure come, we could find him suddenly 2-3 goals down, and then it's panic stations. So if he just plays his own game, it's easy for us to say that from here in the position of no pressure. Chance here.
Yeah, Bale.
He's letting that pressure come to him at the moment, Tass. I think he needs to just remind himself of his abilities, play his own game.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget that Sihan totally capable of scoring 5 goals. Well, 4 goals now is all that he requires as he tries to push it through. Ronaldo cuts out that through pass. Defensive work from Ronaldo. Oh, big slide tackle on Vidal there. Suarez going to push this through to Messi. Messi trying to break away. He gets carved up as well. This is some messy football, but it may well work out as Ronaldo, a little bit of cheeky skill moves in the corner as he tries to run it down the clock. Gets it across, back into Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker lays it across the middle, and back to Ronaldo we go. And he just stands, holds the ball up, and says, "Come at me, Sihan."
Sihan's got to make something happen relatively soon. I mean, he's fuming about that, but I think, yeah, he's giving the ball away there. It's almost half-time. It's still an option. It's another yellow card. That's my main worry for Sihan right now. He's got 3 of them, including a centre-back and his right-back. So 2 of his back 4 are on yellows. I mean, I don't know who he's got on the bench defensively. that happen. How do you cope with it? Because right now, Tass has got everything to lose. He's got it. Is going to be key. But yeah, I mean, based on what he's done, including on PlayStation, his away console, he has held his own, 1-0 as it was. So he'll be devastated if he doesn't see this through.
Well, you got to assume he will do. Obviously, we saw some frustrating tactics, I think it's safe to say, from Taz. And, you know, he's earned the right to do that. He got himself a 3-0 win on the Xbox. And obviously, we saw the stats. It was, what, 71, 72% possession. He's basically holding the ball. He's running the clock down, which is totally legit. We see it in football all the time. You know, if there's one team's absolutely dominated the first leg, there's nothing in the rules to stop him just basically sitting and keeping possession. We saw him stood there with Messi, and it's frustrating to see, and that's where we're seeing the yellow cards coming from.
Yeah, I mean, also, the game's not that far in, right? So he's also giving himself a chance to score even more, keeping that possession. Now, when he spots himself maybe a little opportunity, he'll still take it, even if it's about, okay, I keep possession, I keep things calm, I don't want him to score anymore. The longer I leave it, the less chance he's got of doing that. But if he sees a player out of position, he'll knock a through ball in, and he'll take that advantage any day.
I mean, ultimately, every goal Tass scores is worth 2 goals now, because it's an away goal. So it makes it even harder for Cian to get back in the game. And I think it's easy to look at that game and say 20 minutes in, he was time wasting or whatever, but you've got to remember it's not actually 20 minutes in the tie. It's more like the midway through a quarter of the way through the second half of the tie, because obviously it's the second leg. So it's later in the game than it feels. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't say it was time wasting, but I'd say he was definitely trying to get under his skin a little bit, make him make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because it's one more mistake for Cian and it's over.
Yeah, well, he certainly has got under his skin, no doubt about it. Let's get down to Jimmy, who's standing by on stage.
Unfortunately, we have to say goodnight to our broadcast partners, but for the rest of you, stay with us on your browser, and remember that the next stop in this world tour is in Sydney next week, so make sure you keep following this incredible event because it's only going to get better from here. So on behalf of Peter, Brent, our 2 finalists, Spencer, Chewboy, Joe, D-Man, and all the incredible staff working behind the scenes that are making us look a lot better than we deserve to be, I thank you for watching.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, everybody else that's left watching in the ordinary world of streaming, which you guys have been with us all day long. We know you have. It has been a magnificent day of action, of course, and we're waiting to get this final concluded here. As you can see, they're on stage figuring out exactly what went wrong and what will be going right on the stage as they sort themselves out. I can see on our monitors, certainly, that both teams are selected and ready. I guess we're just waiting for the players to get themselves back sorted out. Cian, of course, has a real tough old setup, but of course it is going to be 1-1. We are going to be resuming exactly where it was in the game.
In terms of minutes as well?
Yep.
Okay,
52 minutes, I believe it was.
Okay, so we're going to play a certain amount of minutes remaining. Okay, so essentially it was just a long pause.
52 minutes left in the game. Sorry,
yeah, 52 minutes left in the game. 1-0 in the second leg. 4-1 on aggregate.
Yeah.
But Cian needs still 4
more goals.
Yeah. So big ask. It's a big ask of the lad. There's a few repercussions of the little gap we had there. You know, the fact that the players won't be running out of energy. They'll be fresh going into the game. But that's the same for both teams.
Yeah.
So it's equalised. So shouldn't really have an implication on the end result, which I think...
I should also say there's no yellow cards in there.
Yeah, the yellow cards is the only thing, I guess you could argue. And that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
It could have gone either way. In this case, slight advantage for Cian, of course. But it could have gone the other way. I think what happened was, you know, just an accidental thing, so it just could have happened to either side. I think we've said it already. Tass has got it in one hand right now. He's got that plate, that beautiful plate, grasped. He just needs to get the second hand on it, finish the job, and he'll be very happy. And people will be scared of him.
Unbeaten player.
People will be scared of the name Tass, particularly in the area of Berlin.
That's absolutely true. Of course, that will be when the grand finals take place on the 20th and 21st of May. But let's have a quick look what Tass had to say before the tournament began.
My name's Tass and I'm from London. What I love about FIFA is, at the end of the day, it is my first sporting love as a kid. So it's a virtual version of real football. What I think it takes to be a great player is you have to be dedicated, first of all. And at the end of the day, you need some sort of natural talent at what you're doing, otherwise it's a waste of time. I'd hope to think that my competitors think of me as an elite player, so the top of the top, so one of the best, hopefully. There's so many elite top players this year that around 8 of them, 8 to 10, could probably literally all win on the day. All I know is that the standard's very high, and if I'm not at the top of my game, what I want to achieve won't be achievable. My strategy to beat the other players, I mean, I don't really know who I'm facing yet, so I can't really say, but overall, I'm just going to concentrate on my game. If I play at a high level from what I expect from myself, I'm just going to concentrate on how I do.
There you see Tass very much cool, calm, collected on stage, and why not? He's got himself a massive lead in this tournament. Spencer, I want to ask you just how watertight is his contract right now?
Because he'd obviously tell you when.
Yeah,
he's a hashtag player.
He's a hashtag player.
He's doing really well. I mean, fantastic performance today. It's worth pointing out with Tass, and this is the same for a lot of the guys here. He has put a lot of work in this industry for a number of years now. Not to take away from any of the newcomers, of course, it's fantastic. We're getting new blood into the game and we're seeing some fantastic debut performances. But Tass has been in the scene for a number of years. He's only 22 years old, but in FIFA years, he's probably 32. Right? I don't know what that means, but it basically means he's had a career. He's played a number of different years, iterations of FIFA, some more successful than others. FIFA 17 came around and it seemed to suit his gameplay. He went up a level. He'll say this, you know, he talked about it earlier. His game found new depths, particularly across all parts of it. Defensively, yes, he's very strong. He always has been, but attacking as well. But we can't like talk like it's finished. There's still a game to be done here. I have seen crazy things happen in real football, let alone FIFA. And in FIFA, it takes much less time to score a goal. So it's definitely not over. I don't want us to get complacent. I don't want everyone to think he's got it wrapped up. Sihan is a very, very good player, more than capable of turning this round and sending this audience into some kind of whirlwind.
Well, we'll see whether it is, of course. Let's have a look at how the goals have actually laid out so far in this final. Of course, it all started out on the Xbox. It was Sihan's choice. Won the coin toss, but as we saw, clinical finish in from Tass. This was just 6 minutes into the game, and it was a pretty decent rebound shot. Could have been blocked by the defenders, perhaps. They flung themselves in front of it, but the frustration on the face of Sihan says it all.
Yeah, it's always frustrating to concede a rebound goal. You know, when the goalie saves it and it goes to a player. You kind of create the chance yourself. You know, it's your luck. You have enough shots, there's a good chance you're going to get a rebound goal. Another yellow card that came in here for Valencia and Sihan. But I think ultimately, the lack of shots you see at this level means that if you have a shot and you get a rebound, you actually are, you know, part of that process. You've taken the gamble of shooting. We see very few shots take place. So I think it's deserved. It's just a little bit random sometimes what the keepers do, but you want to hope for the best when you have the shot.
That was the Alaba goal. We were talking about it at the time. You weren't too sure. Yeah, of course, he is massively left-footed, Alaba. Scored with his right foot, so certainly worked out well for him this time, but totally possible that could have gone anywhere.
I mean, Sihan scored 1 goal across the sort of 1.5 legs so far, and none of his big attackers have done it. It's been a shutout for the big boys he's got up top. So Messi, Ronaldo, huge players with unbelievable stats, but they've not been able to find the back of the net yet. It's David Alaba who's popped up with one, believe it or not.
From the right
on
wing.
his right foot. Yeah. Does he stay with his style that he's been playing all along, or does he have to literally just go all in on this or nothing?
For me, this is all about context. It depends if Sihan's been in this situation before. He may well have. He may well have played in tournaments in Germany or with his friends or whatever online, and he'd been in this situation and know, you know what, when this happened last time and I found myself in what seemed insurmountable position, I couldn't come back from it, this is what I did. I changed it up, I went to this formation, and maybe it'll only work 1 out of 10 times, but maybe now is that 1 out of 10. So he's got to give himself the chance. If he feels he can turn it around the way he normally plays, fair play to him. But if I was in his ear right now, I'd say it's not been working for you and you're running out of time. You've got to go it's a Hail Mary situation right now.
Yeah, he just switched to 4-3-3 and pushed pretty much all his players to push the back line, I think it was, attack around the back line. I think I saw Suarez getting moved up as well.
So basically we're going to see goals.
Yeah, get in behind, there we go, another one.
We're going to see goals either way. It's either going to work for Sehan and we're going to have an unbelievable climax to this game, or Tass is just going to make it.
Counter-attack him.
Yeah, he's going to just finish it off. But it's the right thing to do from Sehan's perspective. You've got to go for it now. If he pulls it off, it'll be unbelievable.
Well, remember, we're going to be running just 52 minutes of this game down. It stands, in terms of aggregate, at 4-1. Currently to, well, it shows Milan on there, Milano AS, which he's decided to name himself here on the PlayStation, but it is, of course, #Tass. And Smalling puts it out for a corner already.
Let's see. This is dangerous already. I mean, in theory, we're starting off with a game that's only 52 seconds long, and he's got to get that far, right? But let's see. Well,
he's running the clock down already. He's running the clock down, sitting in the corner there. He tried to, instead of going for goal. It's a frustrating tactic, no doubt about it. Marcelo, even Kate takes the ball off Neymar. Neymar gets injured from it, and Messi manages to keep the ball and win the throw-in. This is just all grinding Sehan down right now.
I can't believe that wasn't a free kick. Obviously, we've got a different ref. That last leg, the ref was getting the cards out for days, but that looked like a free kick to me. I thought Tass got a bit lucky there.
Ball just bouncing a little bit awkwardly off it. Chest, I think, in there. Vidal will start to spread things. Suarez over the top here. That's a good ball into the feet of Alaba. We've seen him score one already with his right, but you probably wouldn't put too much of a bet on him scoring from that kind of position with his right foot. And for now, he's just looking for some space, looking for someone to lay the ball off onto, and that will be Pogba.
Yeah, you talked about this in the previous game, the defensive setup that Tass runs. It's frustrating. That's going to be a goal from Ronaldo.
Big.
Okay, we've got 42 minutes remaining in this game. Of course, Sehan still needs 3 more goals.
He started it though, hasn't he? He's asked a question of Tass. I mean, if this happens, it'd be unbelievable. But yeah, he's done all he can do. I was literally just about to say that could be another card here. I was literally just about to say that.
Oh, it's red.
Oh, it's red.
It's a red card.
Wow.
Pogba's been sent off. Pogba's been sent off for Sehan. Flew through him. And you were talking about cards and no ref. Now he's just gone straight for the red.
So,
let's have a look at it.
Yeah, it was off the. I mean, yeah, it was late. It was late, and it was rash. And I don't think that's a challenge we'd have seen Sehan making in different circumstances. I think he was eager to get the ball back. He was pumped because he just scored a goal, and that may have just finished him off. He's gone down to 10 men now. He's still got 3 goals to score. It's going to be. I mean, I keep saying it, but it will be literally the best comeback of all time if he does this now.
Now it's getting even bigger. It's like, if it's possible, Ronaldo trying to cut through. Boateng takes it off for a corner. And is he going to go for one of those short corners? He is. He's just going to frustrate his opponent. And now he may well cut through. Messi to Ronaldo. Ronaldo loses the ball to Boateng. Counter-attack chance here. Bale to Suarez. Suarez all on his own, though. 3 defenders held back as well for Tass. He is staying defensive. Ronaldo now through. He's got a good run for Bale. Gareth Bale. A chance. It's going to go in. Wow. Oh, my word, ladies and gentlemen. Could it happen? I mean, could it really happen? 4-3 the score. Still 2 goals required.
I said if Sehan does this, the audience will go crazy. And we've heard them. They've been livened up by that one because 2 goals now. For me, we've got to remember that before this red card, this was a fixture that Tass was having 79% possession in, okay? He's now playing against 10 men. So theoretically, it should be impossible to get the ball off Tass. But
keep saying it. Keep saying it.
Football doesn't work in theory. It works a mental game. And mentally, despite the fact that Tass has a man advantage, all the momentum is with Sehan right now. He feels like it's his day. He feels like the comeback could be on. And Tass, maybe conceding 2 goals, is starting to doubt himself.
Keep your eye on that timer, of course. It's only going to run up to 52 minutes. That's all we're going to have, of course, with the first half being interrupted at a score of 1-1. So currently it stands at 4-3 on aggregate with 1 away goal for Tass. I keep looking at that Milano and it's completely throwing me.
Well, as I said early on, in fact, after our first game, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
He's warming up.
No, I don't know. I think she's gone to sleep for a little while here, as there's a bit of a mix-up and tackles flying in left and right here.
This is getting a rough game, this is.
Let's not forget, he's already down to 10 men.
But, okay, so how... I mean, let's talk about this now, because Obviously, Tass has been playing this defensive. He's been trying to be cheeky, holding the ball a little too much. It's not starting to not work. You saw Tass, obviously, a wry smile on his face. He knows he's still got a 2-goal deficit to cover off, but we've still got 30 minutes to go in this game. This is totally possible now.
So he's still got a decent pass advantage, 5% though. That is a big change. That was 10% before. I think it was 20% before actually at one point, 73 to 93%. So even with 10 men and less options to pass to, Shehan has found a way to make that passing work. He's changed up something. He's passing to different options. You know, he's taking the more sensible option each time, which I think was working against him before. But I mean, this will be unbelievable if Tass doesn't hold on to it here with the man advantage. I think we're seeing nerves come into play here. We're seeing tackles we weren't seeing before, and he's getting a little bit tenacious.
Notice every single loose ball he loses in the box, he's always got 2 players sat there. This is obviously, we saw him making the changes, saw him making his players push forward. They seem to have found space basically in the midfield. Ooh. Header from Smalling, I think he was, on De Gea. That really would have opened things up.
Well. Let's have a look here. Tass going to just drop the ball to the feet of his keeper. And again, down on the wing. That will be a throw-in though for Tass, so he keeps possession for now. 30.5 minutes of the 52 that we need to play. For now, Tass holds on. But for how long? There's Messi again being sent. Maybe he'll even look for a cheeky one more goal here. He's going to go through, but blocked out by Valencia.
Yeah, I think Tass has realised, like, you know what, I can't just sit back and try and hope that I can defend this out. Let's go back to playing normal. That's where I was winning. I was already 4-1 up at that time. Let's just keep that going. And well, we'll see if it works out for him. He's got to be careful he doesn't get caught on the break once again, as Messi tries it through the middle. Vidal, he's going to go out wide here. You can see Alaba's the man that's made the run. He's actually gone offside at the moment. Messi has to pull him back. Alaba makes another run through. Alaba, the weak left foot doesn't work out for him. As you can see, it is 4-3 on aggregate, but Tass with an away goal as well. It means we still need to see 2 more goals from Sian.
So what's happening here is, right, Tass is aware that he's very close to sealing this, so he's playing very defensive, he's playing very sitting back a lot. But what that does is it basically completely negates the man advantage he has. If he doesn't put the players in the middle of the pitch and dominate possession there, it might as well be against 11, because he's allowing the attackers to come. At the same time, Sihan has got his players going forward, he's got the fullbacks making attacking runs, he's got everyone looking to get in behind. So it essentially means when he does have the ball, he may as well have 11 players, because he's got the options he'd normally have in terms of numbers. It's only when he loses the ball he becomes vulnerable, and Tass isn't really penetrating in the way we've seen him do it before. I think mentally he's playing this differently to how he normally would, and I know Tass very well. He's a perfectionist. He will be annoyed at this. Yeah, even if he wins, he'll leave this game annoyed.
I think it shows on his face just how annoyed he is at the moment. He's just having a little look around. I can see that Sihan is making some adjustments. Schussverhalten.
Ah, yes.
What's that one, Joe? Come on, give me your German, best German you've got.
Where is it?
He's changing some tactics. He's changing some custom tactics. Exactly. He's probably just going even more attacking.
Oh, you couldn't get it from my Schussverhalten.
Pronunciation was on point.
It's Verhalten, I think. Oh, it's a V, so it's a W.
Let's not turn this into a
German
lesson.
Let's not do that.
I think he's probably gone sort of more attacking, increased the tempo even more.
He went up to 100% either way.
Yeah, so he's going for it. It's that time now.
Overload, basically.
He needs 2 more goals, and he's got about less than 15 minutes of FIFA time to do it.
Yeah.
So good luck to him. If he does it, he'll deserve it. It'll be an unbelievable comeback with 11 men. To do it with 10.
Of course, the danger is we're not going to get any extra time at all. No extra time given at all because of the way it is. So even with that red card, which you would have already got like 2-3 minutes on it, not going to get it through. Messi got a chance to try and get a through ball. It's fell to Smalling though, and then Walker back to Pogba through the middle. Now obviously we're looking at Tass. Now he is starting to play it a little bit more proper. Modric lays it off to the side. Marcelo, he's got Messi just ahead of him, cut out by Valencia. And now 10 minutes remain in this game, Joe. We had the momentum early on, but it seems to have stalled out a little bit.
Absolutely, and well, for Tass, it was about breaking that, a bit of a pause here and there, just to give him a bit of a breather. I think has done him wonders as well. We'll now try and hold that possession in the midfield. As you mentioned, doing such will mean that one man less is kind of exasperated in the middle of the park there for him, because it was Pogba that was sent off. in all fairness, in the last game he also had 4 or 5 with a yellow, so it was a possibility even there as well.
Well, that was the irony, was that the reset gave him an advantage, right? He got rid of those yellows, and then he just went and got a red card straight away. So he didn't change his style. We're very aggressive in the tackling, and it can work sometimes, but in this one, it didn't help Shahan at all. And I wouldn't say that's cost him, because I think the first leg was where the damage was really done here.
Yeah.
But it's given him much less chance of getting back in it. Time's running out for him.
We're going to try and win it back. This looks like half-time. Beckoning, frustrating with the ball in the corner. Alaba got nowhere to go, really. He's going to have to just hoof it upfield to try and get something before half-time. Not going to happen. Kante takes it off him. Kante being very good as the effectively defensive midfielder being used as. And that is going to be half-time. So, 4-3 it currently stands. 3-0 over on the Xbox to TAS. 3-1 it currently stands. Sihan on the PlayStation 4. Of course, the big away goal is the real differentiating factor. And Sihan's going to be kicking himself because he had a couple of chances over on the Xbox, just couldn't make them count.
And it's shocking to see TAS has not had a single shot in that half. I mean, considering the advantage he's had for the majority of the half. You know, and we know that when he has a shot, there's a very good chance of it going in. He just needs to create that chance. It could just be one chance in the last few minutes. He doesn't necessarily need it, but it would definitely finish the hand off.
Just 7 minutes.
Yeah. No stoppage time to be added.
2 goals,
7 minutes. That is it. For Sihan to come back in this one.
Now TAS hit the ground running every single time we've had a kick-off. So we'll see whether it works out in his favour. But here we go. Suarez to Ramos. He needs to keep the ball, get the ball moving, get it upfield early on, maybe try and catch them out of position. Ronaldo tries a good run through. Ramos cuts him out.
Big tackle there from Ramos. And losing a man here for TAS, well, I don't think the likelihood of losing a man for a tackle like that's going to really be part of the picture, but he's got the ball on his top side, and that certainly is part of the picture. There are only 4 minutes in-game now remaining. It goes so very quickly when you're that concentrated and trying to come back.
Yeah, now TAS is really going to wind that clock down now. On the throw-ins, on the free kicks, everything. You just got to play, you've earned that position. Everyone would do it.
Yeah, Suarez just plays it back to Pogba. Ronaldo, he might try and go for the goal. Almost got it through. Neymar, of all people, back there defending.
Oh.
Ronaldo tries a little cheeky flick, and he's going to win it back. Goes an overhead. Vidal just takes it straight off him. The clock running down. Just 1 minute remaining. It will be TAS that will take it here. And that is going to be all she wrote. Fantastic stuff overall. Damage, of course, was done over on the Xbox. 3-0 on there. TAS, unfortunately, will take it. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to TAS. He's going to be disappointed, I think, with his performance on PlayStation. He tried to run the clock down as much as possible. Sihan not happy with the sportsmanship played out in that final, but nonetheless, 3-0 on Xbox. That's where it was all done. And that quick away goal, I think it was 4 minutes, 6 minutes into the kickoff on the PlayStation. That was really the turning point, the big away goal early on.
Yeah, the damage was done in the first leg, but it was finished off with the away goal. It was 5 goals he needed in the end, and he got 1, of course, and then he got 2 more. But it's a lot to ask for someone, even on their home console. Fantastic competitor. Sihan done really well. I'm sure they'll shake hands in a second off camera once the emotions die down. But yeah, fantastic tournament and a worthy winner.
And fantastic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get down to the stage. Without further ado, Jimmy, take it away.
We have our champion for the first Europe regional final here in Paris for the FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series, which, as a reminder, is the biggest FIFA tournament of all time, with FIFA's biggest prize pool money ever, a whopping $1.3 million. So come back after this break and watch the happiest man on stage accept his well-deserved trophy.
This program was presented by Progressive.
Welcome back, everyone, to my favorite part of any competition, the handing of the trophy to the winner. So to help me do the honors, it's the Chief Competition Officer for EA, Peter Moore, and EA's FIFA Commissioner, Brent Koning. Guys? Go ahead, Brent.
All right, there we go, the ceremonial scarf. Taz, congratulations on behalf of EA. You are our first Ultimate Team Championship regional winner. We're going to see you in Berlin, obviously. Got a little close there towards the end, but I thought it was a dominant performance and well done.
Yeah, just a couple things probably about the game. I know he's a little upset, but I think to give a little sort of comparison, like if Mourinho's 5-0 up, he's not going for more goals. So if he's upset, he's upset. We saw what happened at FWC last year. Yeah. So I don't want to recreate that. So yeah.
Mourinho shows up everywhere here. Well, anyway, I'm going to present you with the prize here. Let's have a round of applause for our champion. Very well played indeed.
All right, we have to say goodnight, but the next stop in this World Tour is in Sydney next week, so make sure you keep following this incredible event because it's only going to get better and better. So on behalf of Peter, Brent, our two finalists, Spencer, Chewboy, Joe, D-Man, and all the incredible staff working behind the scenes that are making us look a lot better than we deserve to be, I thank you for watching.
Woo! 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 Jimmy!
We done?
Clapping.
Go! What are you gonna use that? Welcome everyone to the biggest FIFA tournament of all time, the FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series.
And that was beautifully taken. It's equalised. That's a goal.
The world's top FUT champions players compete for $1.3 million.
The bullet goes through. What an incredible turnaround. Oh, Suarez misses.
Their dream is not over.
Messi! Through Suarez! Zihan wins. Into the box. It's going to George Best! And that is #TAS.